how I usually do my grocery shopping. I know that is not the most interesting things in the world, but it's gonna make sense. So when I go to do my grocery shoppings, I usually choose to do it in the weekend when I have all the time in the world. I'm very relaxed and I know the trip gonna be very chill. However, life happens, and that is not always the case. I believe me myself and a lot of people as well find ourselves in a rush, and we just want to get inside the store. We know exactly what we're gonna buy in our head. We know when to grab it, go to the checkout, pay for it, get out of the store, and go on with our life. However, that is not always the case. A lot of the time we find ourselves in an entirely new store. We don't know the layout of it. The only thing we know is the item we're looking for. However, there's so many aisles and shelves, and they are very different from the store that we have close to our house where we go to every day. That is when we would need help from a store member. However, if we're lucky, we can find store managers or senior workers. However, if we're unlucky, a lot of time it would be our confusing casuals workers who are all confused and doesn't know the layout of the store as well, like just like us. It will take even more time for them to go find another person who know the items. And if the item is in stock on the shelf we're lucky, or else we're gonna have to wait for even a longer time. We need to wait for them to go to the back to find the items, to check the stock, and then come out and inform it. Unfortunately, this thing you're looking for is out of stock. So that whole thing is gonna take us a long time, when our expectation when we get into the store is of course just to get out as fast as possible, because we don't have time. And that is what the customer at the grocer choice are also experiencing, and what the business owner is concerned about. So today's presentations is about how we work with the business owner of the grocery choice supermarket chain to have improved the user experience when going inside the store, specifically focusing on navigating the in-store supermarket. So I'm gonna go through what we're gonna talk about today. First of all, is the overview of the problem, the solution that we came up with, how we implemented it, the survey that we put out, to find and the findings, and finally the future plan that we have for this project. So we're gonna have a look at our problems, like we already explained about how we all sometime in our life might find ourselves challenges in navigating the products that we need inside the store, and the customer at grocery choice. The customer at grocery choice are also reported to facing these similar problems, and this can result in extended search durations and the customer dissatisfactions, which pose a risk of possible reduced loyalty to the store, whereas the customer don't want to come in the store anymore, because they find that it's a hassle to go in and find stuff that they want to buy. So when we sit down and work with the business owner, we aim to create a solution to improve their experience when shopping at inside the store. So we focus on providing navigation for the customer to find product More easily. We have four main goals when we are creating the solutions. Is first of all to help the customer navigate the item that they want to find within the store more easily. We can notify both the customers and the the workers on if the items are in stock. And third is that the solution need to be easy to use. And fourth is that it should have a reasonable cost for implementations and maintenance. We have a few expectations for the solution, which is that it can supply the customer with the livestock updates on the shelf, and it's also create a detailed store layout and easy way for the customer to follow the directions to find the items. And third is to direct the customer effectively to the products they're looking for. So these are the solutions that we're looking at. There, there are three main solutions that we found right now on the market. The first of all is to you put it in navigation features on the mobile app for the supermarket. The second is to set up a kiosk with a physical kiosk in the physical store. And the third one is to set up tablets for the shopping carts. So we decided on integrate an interactive map on our existing grocery choice app. So we add a function to our current app, and you can see it's will be at the bottom of our app. And this is a first look of how the interactive map looks like. So some pros of this solution is that it had a lower implementations and maintaining costs compared to the other solution where we have to actually purchase the kiosk and their interactive tablets. It's increased the efficiencies when we already utilize the existing apps and integrate a feature within it. The third pros is that it helps with personalize the shopping experience of the customer when they don't have to depend too much on human assistant. It also help us to see the customer behaviors and preferences when they are looking for the items. We also don't need to worry about the safety of the items of the solutions, like the kiosks and the tablets, where they can be easily damaged or stolen. And finally, it's safe space because we don't need to have physical in-store spaces to put um, up like the kiosks or the interactive tablets. So this is the prototype of our app. So here we can see here the navigation features is at the bottom of the bar on our landing page on our main page, beside the home, the favorite, the list, and the cart features that we already have. So when this is how it's gonna look like in the navigation page. It's allow the customer to put in the name of the items they're looking for, and also it gives some history of the searches of the customer, like the item that the customer searched for before a different grocery choice store around the area. And next, so this is the two different pages gonna show off, depend on their stock of the items that the customer are looking for. So the first one is the in-stock page, where the customer will it's gonna show off if the items is in stock, where we have the interactive map, and then a different section that show the details on the of the items, like how many in stock quantity and the shelf number and the ice number. and if the item are not in stock, it will give a notifications for the customer, the expected date that the items are back in stock, and suggestions on some similar item that the customer can also have a look at as well. So beside that navigation button here, we also add a navigation bar on the item details page because based on our surveys, which we will have a look at later, um, a lot of the customer when they use the app to browse item and find prices. So when we add that navigation bar at the bottom of the item details page, we use it to have encouraged the customer to have a look and find out if the item are in stock in the regular store, which can also hopefully encourage them to um, give them more details on the items and encourage them to come into the store to pick up the item more conveniently. So this is our survey that we gave out for the customer. It had 22 questions, and it's focused on the user experience with the new navigation features, and also it has a few questions um, to ask the customer on the overall experience with the app. So 100% of the participants go to the supermarket 2 to 3 times a week, and half of them usually shop at the grocery choice supermarket. And 2/3 of the people are using the app to find deals and discounts, and like I mentioned before, to browse items. 100% of the participants find the new features help save their shopping time, and 75 of them are satisfied and very satisfied with the app and the new feature. Both reach the goals that we set out before for this solutions. And here comes we have a few opinions on the navigation features. The most well-loved efficient features are the display of the distance that they need to take to go to the needed item, the guiding arrows on the interactive map, and the location details, like the aisles number and the shelf number. There's also a few suggestions by our participant is that they would love to have more suggestions on for similar items, not only when the items are out of stock, but also when the items are in stock. And one customer came up with the idea of having having recipes suggested recipes were for using the search item. For example, if we're searching up 2 or 3 items like a pasta and sauce, then if we can create a pop-up on a pasta recipe for the combining all of the item that the customer has been searching. So a few of the participants they also suggest if we can put the entire item details like the shelf number and the aisle number directly on the interactive map instead of having a separate sections under the map. We also have another suggestions about showing promotion near the shelf and the aisles, which makes sense considering a lot of our customer having our using our apps to look for deals and discount. And there's another suggestions on the interactive map is to add an identification point to the found item. So our future plans for this project is to take up the suggestions for the customer. We will continue with the service and reflect it with the app development team, and to come up with the new to come up with new ways to new features that we can use on our navigation. New fe- new features that we can add to our navigation features, and create an improvement plan for the app. So we right now we are planning on adding a call button for the app, for the navigations page, where the customer can use it to call for human assistant from the workers or store managers in the case that they could not find the item, and implement the suggestion from the survey participants. That is it. Thank you for listening.